You're with me. I'm sorry. Uh, a little behind. I'm a little late, but better that than never. I don't know. Uh, fucking finally, jeez. Uh, I don't know. I'm gonna start over. So think of this as sort of a pseudo round two. I mean, now I have the face cam, so there's that. So it's a little different. I'm gonna have to switch. I don't know, man. I get worried when I do a display capture with these games because it acts weird. There's the animation on the water fountain. It doesn't look right when I capture it this way, and I'm going to see if capturing the window itself, if OBS decides to let you do that. Sometimes it doesn't. It just says, nah, we don't know what this window is. I don't know. I don't see anything. Where is it? It's like that picture with like that political cartoon with the big stomach. It's like, I don't see nothing. Where is it? I don't know why, but maybe recording the game like that will be a little better, because OBS doesn't play that nice with these. I don't know. But, yeah. Alright. Here we go. I know nothing beyond what I already played, so. September 4th. Year 201M 2023 BC. How do they already know who Christ is? I mean, there's Raptor Jesus. So does this imply that there's going to be the actual Jesus? And they already know of him. It's like a prophecy or something. Amid the arid heat of the morning sun of Volcadera Bluffs, I can't help but miss living in the more temperate weather of the Midwest. Summer sleeves are in style this year. That jacket's aroma blog better be right. This Swede thing is killing me. Well, at least it's guaranteed to start getting chillier in a few weeks. Are you sure? Because I'm wearing shorts right now. Besides, I'm sure to make an impression with this. Abercrombie and Flint is all the rage these days. I sigh and lean back in the hard plastic seating of the metro. I'm on my way to my first day in a new school. Ordinarily, I'd just be glued to my phone on the trip, but there's just too much on my mind right now. My folks' sitch requires us to move frequently, which gives me a little time to fit in. Much like how a rolling stone gathers no moss, I could never make a friend I'd keep for longer than a year. Just a lot of promises to keep in touch that petered off within months. Admittedly, it's my fault in the end. But that's all going to change, starting today. I tell myself that every day. I'm going into senior year now. It's my very last chance to prepare for the world ahead. Luckily for me, the cards are stacked in my favor. I feel around my backpack for my DSLR till my fingers can absent-mindedly fiddle with the mode dial. St. Hammond High School is extremely well known for their artist curriculum. In other words, I'll be surrounded by people that share my interests. even if it's a bit of a ride away. Speaking of rides, I was hoping that my parents could drive me there today. By the time I was up, though, they already left for work. No big deal. I like the hustle and bustle of public transportation. I imagine I'm going to have to get used to this anyways. As time passes, my mind wanders to memories of previous schools. They all sucked. School starts out pretty good, but then after a few years of it, things just immediately take a nosedive and it never recovers. School is like cryptocurrency, man. It never goes back up. Hey, I need to make the most of the situation I'm in. Not get all sad like this. I need to do something like... I won't get stabbed. Okay. I'm interrupted by the ding of the terminal board, and the car gradually starts coming to a stop. That's new. Glad I started over. Juicy! Fuck you, Evelyn! It's over. It's so Jover. But bros, we will be so back. Just you wait. I don't see anything else. Wait. Oh, there's that delay. When I record a window instead of the whole desktop, like there's a delay. Yeah, this feels like, I don't know, sometimes certain ways of recording gives you like the smallest delay, and it's just weird. But the whole desktop, you're good, buddy. Don't worry about it. Which makes no sense to me. I step off the metro, heading out of the station as I follow a few other students heading towards the school. Oddly enough, I'm only seeing dinosaur students, not another human to be seen anywhere. Must be one of those dino-heavy regions. There's a lot of greenery here as well. You'd almost forget how close we are to a major city. The pathway leads to a stone bridge that goes over a small creek. A creek. As I walk across, I notice other students meet in pairs and walk with each other. The air begins to fill with the sounds of laughter and stories of how their summer break went. I saw the S. There it is. The school peeks out over the trees ahead of me, as though inspecting and welcoming me inside. St. Hammond High, my new home away from home for the next year. I stop to take a deep breath. The air here is crisp, reminding me of an old campground I went to back in elementary school. Once again, I'm handed an opportunity to make something of myself. I'm apprehensive, but hopeful. It's my last shot at this. There's no going back. I take my first step onwards. Here we go again. Aw, shit. Students mill about the front yard. Yeah, I should keep doing this. That looks Is that different? That looks different to me, I don't know why. Students mill about the front yard. This school is known for its heavily prioritized art programs. Over 2/3 of the graduates end up pursuing a career in the arts. And while half of them regret it from what I've read, there's still plenty that made it, right? There's still plenty that made it, right? It's also the management's claim to fame, with the facade on the front entrance being dominated by a vibrant mural. I got a good feeling about this place. A few students eyeball me as I continue walking in. Some friends whisper to each other. I just knew this jacket would pay off. The front doors are propped wide open, and I already feel the cool breeze inviting me in. Inside, it's a familiar yet brand new sight. I hadn't mentioned it yet, but this school is also unique for its student body. It's composed entirely of dinosaurs, all manner of saurian herbivores and otherwise. Oof. Scales, feathers, tails. Is that a tether? That just looks like the guy from Voltron. I think it's Voltron. Or maybe the guy from Infinity Train. That show's weird. I watched like 1 or 2 episodes of it, and it's just... There's this one part where this robot guy gets fucking brutally murdered. And then what I watched was this big pig in a diaper or whatever. And it's just like... Okay, sure. Tone. God. Wings, talons, and webbed hands. Not to even mention the colors. You forgot the U. All vibrant enough to challenge the bright murals on the school outside. I don't know if they did these sweeps beforehand, I forget. Dozens of students march about, reconnecting with past friends and meeting new ones. I'm sorry. Fucking Mandark. What the hell kind of name is Mandark? I love that his parents are just fucking hippies. My God. That's a show I need to watch again. Some anxiously glance at their schedules, checking every door as though they were numbered at random. I probably shouldn't be standing here staring. Whoa, is that a human? Yes. It is 5 inches long, ladies. One at a time, please. I'm soon surrounded and overrun by a crowd of Neon colored teenagers. I'm going on TikTok, baby. Clearly my jacket is working like a charm. Wow, he's like a life-size mannequin. Hey, new kid, you're okay? Get in! Is this what it's like to be popular? I really wasn't expecting it to happen this quickly. A few students are taking pictures with their phones. I even see someone with sketchbook and pens in hand, rapidly scribbling on pages. Wow, a human! Are you like a foreign exchange student? In the chaos, I feel a few people touch my hands. Whoa, human skin feels weird. Don't touch me. Oh my god. Geez, a bit uncalled for. As flattering as this attention is, ask them to back off a bit, or go along with it. There's so much happening. I don't want to be a party pooper. A few more people shout at me to get my attention. Hey, could you look over here for a side profile? Yes. I've been mewing lately. Oh man, yeah, this is gonna be good reference material. Wait, I need to get a better look at his skin texture. I once again find myself frozen, only muttering quietly as I hastily try to follow their instructions. I wonder if this game has the same choice system that Snoop game had, where it's in points, where certain choices give you like a +1 point to both Fang and Anon, and depending on how many points you have for both of them, that'll change the ending you get. That's apparently how it works, so I once again find myself frozen, only muttering quietly as I hastily try to follow their instructions. Eventually, all the Saurians take their photos and talk themselves out before dispersing back to their own friend groups. By the time I recover from the shock of the situation, the last one breaks off, and I find myself seemingly all alone again. Oh, that was my chance to socialize. All alone again. I blew it. Let's see what it says the other time. Oh, it's not that bad. Okay. Yeah, okay. I blew it. God damn. You're a human, right? And those shorts couldn't be any shorter. Not that I mind. A Triceratops girl leans forward, scanning me up and down. This is it. Time to seal the deal and get a new friend. Yeah. Close enough. Hey, can I, get a selfie with you? It'd be great for one of my classes. Yeah, definitely. She puts an arm around my back for a shoulder hug while she poses dramatically. Maybe a bit too friendly. You know that meme with the girl taking a picture of her and the painting next to her, and it has 600 likes, and then the other girl has 15? Just I'm imagining that with this girl and Olivia. That's a maybe a bit too friendly. Big smile now. She takes the picture and checks it enthusiastically. So, I'm Inko. Yeah, cool, yeah. Anyway, I gotta go. Oh. What's the photo for, by the way? She pauses, aloofly chewing some gum. My fashion design class. That jacket is ballin'. Ah, finally. Thanks for the pic, hun. Well, you got your compliment, man. What more do you want? I feel my shoulders sag as I take in the now sparse hallway around me. That must have been my 15 minutes of fame. I don't think it even lasted 15 minutes. But there's no way I've already blown it. I try to shake away the negative thoughts. Focus on the positive. For a brief moment, I was the talk of the school. Yeah. Okay, Frank. Jeez. You covering wars? The familiar sound draws my attention. I know what that is. I can smell it. At the end of the hall, there's someone kneeling. And with one of the latest camera models, if I'm not mistaken. Hey! The guy flinches. I flinch too. I hadn't meant to shout at him. A few students around me don't bat an eye at it, though. Sorry about the rebel yell there. No, it's fine. I managed to get the shot I wanted. The bespectacled boy, I think he's a parasaur, double-checked the camera's display and smiles. Yep, perfect. This'll be a fine print for the yearbook. Can I see? His grin seems to widen at my interest. Of course, here. He turns the display toward me, showing a shot of the hallway. And me as the focal point. Pretty good, right? I look a little closer and notice that I think it's a little out of focus. And dark. What do you have your f-stop set at? He stops and glances up at me, pleasantly surprised to get a real answer. I'm something of a photographer myself. I'm taking it as an elective too. With Mr. Ideken? Thinking back to my memorized class schedule, the name does sound familiar. Yep. Oh snap, cool, we'll be classmates. Mr. Ideken's busy, so he just teaches it for the one period. He offers his hand out for the handshake. I'm Ben. Inko. Friend achieved. I'm actually new here. Kind of figured, being the only human student this year and all. St. Hammond isn't one of the more popular schools, but the staff put a lot of effort into the arts programs. Even the campus itself is designed like a living art piece, so if you ever need help... From the pause, I'm guessing he's offering some help. I wouldn't say no to a tour. A tour, you say? Well, I'm only going back to the principal's office, but I can point out some neat stuff along the way. He raises an eyebrow to himself in contemplation. Might be a good idea to meet the principal, too. He waits for me to follow him. Turns out he wasn't just an avid photographer like me, but also the school council president. Luckily, I don't have to have max intelligence to talk to him. And one of his priorities was taking photos for the school's yearbook for the first day page. Every few minutes we'd pause so Ben could take a couple of shots, mainly of the students talking with each other. At least I don't have to worry about her doing Tenterafu whenever the hell she feels like. I hated that shit. God. I hated that shit. Every few minutes, we'd pause so Ben could take a couple of shots, mainly of the students talking with each other. And while I would watch, I had considered helping him in some way. I mean, that camera looks amazing, and then there's all his extra lenses in the bag. I feel absolute elation to finally know someone that's into photography. And I really want to broach it, but Ben feels the air between us talking more about the school. Which is why we still go by the Feathertails, even though I think it's a tad distasteful. I did notice the logo on the floor. It looked a little familiar to me. I don't know what it could be. Dang, you're pretty good at this. Do you give these tours to all the new students? Not really. Although it is something I've thought about a lot. Hold that thought. Hey, Lenara. Ben goes to greet a student putting up some intricate wall banners. Hey, Ben. You have a good summer vacation? I did. Great work on the decorations. They look even better than last year's. Aw, thank you. What's all this for? She steps aside so I can fully view the banner she just finished with. The Cultural Arts Club, we meet every Thursday after school and look at unique artwork, antique artwork. She'd initially looked past me to talk with Ben, but she gasps once she realizes. Hey, you're a human, right? Oh, that's a silly question. Are Chinese or Japanese? Or Laotian, I think it was. Chinese or Japanese? Poor Khan and his manic depression, I think it was. I watched King of the Hill all the time, my god. Oh, that's a silly question. You should totally join. I just love human culture. There's this amazing set of ancient masks at my place from ancient Europe. I just adore them. Well, where were the masks found? The Aztec? Oh, fucking JoJo. I just adore them. Wow, that's impressive. I think you'd make a good curator. You know what? I probably would. After that club display during Spirit Week last year, I gotta agree. We spent weeks studying that tribe tribe and weeks before more practicing those dances. We also study and paint with those styles, like we're learning the techniques of the old masters. Hopefully soon we can get into sculpting, like those old Venus statues. We plan on getting to one to look at sometime this year. What do you think? It'd be great if you could come. Hey, that'd be neat. What say you, Inko? Maybe. I do love culture. I'm a cultured individual. I'll have you know. I'm an enthusiast. Oh, that's great. Oh, listen, we have this old chieftain's dress we've had for ages. We just have to see what it looks like on the real thing. I'll think about it. No way, I'd sooner endure a second impact than wear something like that. You don't want anything to do with second impacts. I'm good. I'll wear the headdress. I'll dance around. And then Alvin will come up to me and say, "Big Wumpa, we trade you." And then I'm like, "Alvin, that's insensitive. What are you doing?" Dave will come up and go, "Alvin, I didn't raise you to be like that. My God." Well, hey, nice to catch up, Lenara. We got places to be. Take care. Bye. She waves us off, and Ben continues leading me to the principal's office. Hey, Ben. Hey, Michael. Listen, can't talk now, but I'd love to catch up later, yeah? I'm floored. This guy seems to know just about everyone in school, as much as they know him. Talk about it being on top of things. He points out a few more minor landmarks in the school, and stops to greet a number of students happy to see him under the summer break. Man, sorry for having to stop so much. No way, I think it's cool you know everyone. If only it could be cool without making us late. He points out a few more minor landmarks in the school, eventually leading me to its biggest draw. That's new. I already knew that this place was known for art, but wow. Just outside the administrative office, the hallway is filled with wonderful pieces of work. Paintings line the walls with name placards beneath detailing who the artists were, all created by alumni and attending students of the school. And this is the gala. All of these pieces have been featured in all kinds of articles and presentations. Whoa. I know, right? One moment. Ben turns to the nearest door and gives it a polite knock. Who is it? It's me, Principal Scalar. An Oviraptor, no older than her mid-30s, exits the room, holding a steaming mug and sporting a tired smile. Good morning, Benjamin. Good morning. Inko, this is our esteemed principal. Good morning, ma'am. Her eyes shoot wide mid-sip of her coffee. Oh, I hadn't noticed. It would be Mr. Ganito, yes? Yes, but my name's... Oh, wonderful. Gone is the enthusiasm on her face, instead, exhaustion on her face, instead replaced with a very wide smile. I'm I'm so happy that you've chosen our school for your last year, Mr. Nidu. Ben, be sure to give him a thorough St. Hammond welcome, alright? Okay? It's alive! I already was. If you ever need any assistance, my office is always open, Mr. Nedu. Not to mention, the student council is also available for help. Isn't that right, Ben? Yes, Principal Scalar. Thank you, Principal Scalar. Oh, and Ben, a moment, please. But the parasaur is dragged into the office, leaving me alone within the school gala. Whatever they're saying, I can't hear over the ambient noise of the student body. Either way, it's probably not something I'm meant to hear. I move a few feet away, out of earshot of the discussion inside. On the wall beside me is a framed panoramic landscape of the city, painted by hand. Wow, I could practically use this thing as a map with how detailed it is. No wonder it's hanging so predominantly by the principal's office. The gentle brushstrokes, the vibrant colors, the evening sun bouncing off of each of the windows, and the majestic scarlet sky enveloping the horizon. All of which combine together to give it a dreamscape feeling, like it's an idealized vision of the city. It's beautiful. I've never been a big admirer of paintings, but I can't deny that this is a masterpiece. Only a teacher could have been able to express the scenic beauty of the city with this level of skill and passion. I withdraw my Kavon Stone 60 from my bag, and with the compact lens, I barely fit the entirety of the painting in frame for the shot. Checking the copy on my display, I realize I left out the title and artist of the piece. Here I go again. The tag says, Dreamscape, Artist O. Halford, 9th grade. First place, 2020. A freshman did this. Jeez. Now that I look at the rest of the paintings, this is insane. It's all so much better than what I've made. Almost all of the pieces are beautifully drawn. Acrylic, charcoal, pastel, and yet not even one photo. Hey, Inko, I'm back. I'm a senior. How on earth am I meant to even start measuring up here? Inko? What's that sound? Ben nudges me back with the back of his hand as the commotion gets closer. Hey, watch, jackass! Slow your roll, Leatherface! Don't say things like that. Yeah, that's better. My leg! My leg! I watch as the perpetrator, aggressor, aggregator finally rounds the corner and comes barreling down the hallway, speeding right towards us. My instincts kick in and I stumble to the side to avoid the oncoming collision. For just a split second, I get a good look at my assailant. I hope that ends up looking right in the recording. It did last time. Green scales, messy hair, and a faded purple hoodie. She propels herself forward with dexterous hands, spinning the large wheels on her. I only now notice that she's in a wheelchair. I didn't even know you could go that fast in one of those. She glances my way, and her pupils lock onto mine. Her gray and gold eyes are marred by bags, like she hasn't slept in days. The girl's entire presence is ghost-like. And that expression, it's like she's looking straight through me. I'm sure she barely registers my existence, but I don't think I'll ever forget that face. Just as fast as she came, however, she was gone. As she leaves, I feel like a weight is lifted from my shoulders. At least until I trip directly into a glass case behind me. Oh! Oh! Hey, watch it! Whoops. The parasaur's hand rose over the display carefully, his eyes filled with worry. You looking for something? Cracks? Usually when another student falls into them, there's some kind of crack or scratch. Guess it's just a dino thing. You humans are lucky you don't gotta sweat over this kind of stuff. That happen often? Often enough to drain school funds and repairs. That can't be good. Well, not to brag, but I make do. A vibrato chime echoes through the now empty hall. I freeze, tardy on the first day. Whoops. Sorry to run on like that. You should get going to your first class. Won't I need a tardy slip or something? Nah, it's the first day. Teachers are lenient. I'm fine either way since, one of the benefits of being class prez. What's your first period? Physical education. Ben sucks the air in through his teeth in a prolonged wince. Yeah? You'll be fine. I will not be fine. Gymnasium's down that way. Don't keep him waiting too long. I need to get going too. Keep who waiting? Gotta go. Bye. Whoa, he walks fast when he has somewhere to be. That reaction doesn't exactly instill confidence in me. I follow Ben's directions towards the school gymnasium. After all the earlier commotion, it's the first quiet moment to myself. Might as well take it to finally sort my thoughts. Let's see. What do I think of this place so far? It's certainly livelier than any of the other schools I've been to. Ever since I've stepped foot in here, everything has been so lively, and everyone seems so exuberant. It makes me feel a little out of my depth, since I'm so used to the opposite. Here, people like that girl earlier are eager to share their hobbies almost without being prompted. Everywhere else I've been, people just keep to themselves, like they're only there because they have to be. It hits me. This school's art program attracts people. The students here don't have to be here. They're choosing to be here. That's why it's so active. Well, alright, what can I do with this information? It means I can probably be friends with anyone I want, right? Weird to say, but with everyone here sort of working with each other, there's bound to be an insane level of camaraderie, too. Maybe I won't even have to try. I'm almost at the gymnasium now, though, so I'll hold on to this thought for later. A gym class where the boys are separated from the men, and where people with I know what the word is. My brain just refuses to say it. Herculean physiques are bound to show off their sculpted bodies. Honey, you mean Huncules. I begin to remember how much I dreaded going to PE. The innumerable bad experiences from past schools pale in comparison to the many skidded knees and broken glasses. Hopefully this school's PE is a lot less grueling. As I stand before the wooden double doors leading into the gym, I'm struck with how empty the area looks. That's followed by me catching the sound of physical activity coming from within the gym itself. Shoot, I really am late. Ben's earlier warnings echoes in my head like a foreboding spirit. I peer through the small windows on the doors and see students standing shoulder to shoulder. Towering over them is a primate, who I can only guess is our gym teacher, with his arms crossed and a scowl on his face. I hope I can get away with being tardy to the party. But being a tard? No. No, I cannot. As I walk into the... My first thought is how lucky I am to be alive. You had an Aiden Ross moment right there. Seriously, arrest that guy. He had a smile on his face. Arrest that man immediately. My first thought is how lucky I am to be alive. I don't even know what was thrown at me. Take a wild guess. But it might as well have been a cannonball. I spot the gym teacher, and even through his baseball cap, I can feel his stare of rage pierce my soul. Such intensity, and that ideal throwing form. It only missed by centimeters. That was a warning shot. Team Red. Know this and know it well, son. I have a policy. Each of my platoons gets one free mess from me a year. And you just spent it. Dear God. I shift my eyes to the students lined up next to him, and they're so stiff with fear that I can't tell what they're feeling. You got 3 seconds to lay it on the front of your squadron. Why in the great name of Davy... Davy Druckett. The great name of Davy Druckett, you are late. Well, he didn't even move. Hint taken, I shut my mouth. The simian scholar starts marching back and forth like a drill sergeant. Listen up, because I'm only saying this once. In this class, we operate on tough love. We learn from our mistakes, so you better pray to Raptor Jesus you don't forget them. Because if you do... With 3 monstrous steps, the coach closes the distance of 10 yards, a tower over me. I will be very upset. It reflects poorly on all of us, and that is not something I will accept. So I would love to see you maggots succeed, but if you don't, I'll make it unforgettable. Am I understood? I nod my head in fear. Fan-freaking-tastic. Now then, join the rest of your ranks and stiffen up. I'm always stiff. Seriously, somebody needs to help me out with that. Oh! Once I confirm my bladder is intact, I shuffle over to where my colleagues stand. I feel them staring at me with anger, like I'm responsible for the coach's teaching style. What an appealing first impression to make. I should just quit and start over somewhere else while I still can. The teacher takes a second to glance over us, reminding himself where he was before I had interrupted. Attention, maggots! You will all drop and give me 20 of the finest push-ups. Those guts best be an ant's fart off that pristine gym's floor, or else. With a violently loud blow of his whistle, the coach also takes his position to show the proper technique. I hide my wins as my knees impact roughly on the ground. Getting on your knees is horrible. It's horrid. I hate it. The real pain starts as I try to keep pace with everyone around me. My biceps and forearms threaten to splinter from the weight of my body and the speed of my jerky movements. I never realized just how badly out of shape I was. On your feet, you bipedal slugs. This guy, he ain't human. He's somewhere in between. Some kind of primate, maybe. A close relative. They should make movies about this kind of guy. Several of them, in fact. From A to Z. I can feel my muscles hollering in pure agony as I force myself up from the gymnasium floor. By the time I'm back on my feet, my breathing is heavy and coming out in whistles. Now then, since it's only the first day of school, how about we have ourselves a good old game of dodgeball? Did he say dodgeball? Oh yeah, dodgeball time! It's that boy. For a second I thought the soundtrack to Tony Hawk's Underground 2 was about to start playing. Like that beginning sounds like one of those songs. God. I should play Tony Hawk on this channel. Music and all, I don't care. I don't care at all. Just go with it. When I fall back down, you're gonna help me back up again. When I fall back down, you're gonna be my friend. I shoot a glance towards the overly enthusiastic dino next to me, who is absolutely elated by the prospect of the upcoming game. We only finished the warm-up and my muscles are already screaming. God, that's loud. My knees shake, my lungs burn, and I'm so drenched in sweat that I'm sure I might need a shower after this. I really don't want to play dodgeball. Aren't we lucky? First day of school and we get to play a game. I don't do dodgeball. Why not? After what I've been through, I'm not exactly... Alright, maggots, pick a side and keep the numbers even. This is a suicide match. And free for all too. Damien, why don't you socialize by picking your teammates? Shades, you're on blue team. Can I put my glasses somewhere? Can I put them on the stage at the back there? God. Terrific kids. It was just like the cardboard McDonald's thing with just a toy in it and the certificate, I think. Shades, you're on blue team. Now why is that, huh? Huh? Why am I on blue team? Wait, why are there teams if it's a free-for-all? Alright, I'm going with the human dude. Before I can figure out the rules for this dodgeball game, the Dilophosaurus wraps an arm around my neck and brings me to his side of the field. Oh, and one last thing. His leer and tone frees me to the spot. What's the first rule? We only got one. Have fun. Getting up on the weakest one! Yay! Wait, what? Please? You better unlock that Ultra Instinct. In a matter of seconds, the gymnasium becomes a full-blown battleground. I do my best to dodge the coming flurry of red rubber spears coming my way like bullets. I dive to the ground, avoiding the oncoming projectiles as they soar overhead and pelt my comrades. I hear the blows and the guttural groans of those who've already succumbed to the onslaught of inflated orbs. Ugh. Combat crawling away from the fierce front, I entrench myself along the edge of the field in the hopes of being ignored. Do what you can, Venom. Do what you can. I cast my gaze to the rest of my allies and, oh God, it's a full rout. So many bodies. So how's the first day of school treating you, bro? I look up to see the Finn Dino, the same pink Dilophosaurus who had dragged me to this side of the court, staring down at me and smiling. What do you think? I watch as he casually dodges an incoming ball before throwing his own. Damn, he's got Ultra Instinct. Just little dodges, that's all you gotta do. Name's Damien, by the way. Cool. Nice to meet you. You two, Chrome Dome and Frills. You two, Chrome Dome and Frills. Who said that you two had time to talk? Does my gymnasium look like a debate stage? I mean, maybe if we got some of those stands from the auditorium, maybe. I know a guy's uncle that could make a really classy podium. I look up at Damien with absolute bewilderment. What is this guy thinking? The coach looks like he's about to explode. Do not play smart with me, son. Keep your trap shut and eyes focused on the enemy. You got it. You got it, Teach. Damien just smiles and gives the coach a thumbs up, as if we aren't in the middle of an active war zone. You got it, Mr. Solly. That's Coach Solly to you. And what's the holdup, Shades? You're just making yourself an easy target on the floor. Get up and play to win. Alright, I guess it's my time to do something of worth. But I'm not exactly good at dodgeball. Ooh, maybe I can do the whole blocking thing for everyone. That should hopefully make it so that everyone isn't peeved at me for wasting the warning shot. But here's where things change. I can totally turn this around. All is equal in the court. A ball aimlessly rolls on the floor in front of me, calling out to be my ammunition. I somehow weave through 2 shots at me and pick up the ball. Oh yeah, I'm feeling it now. I'm really feeling it. I'm on fire. There's no way I'm losing now. I grab onto the ball and start blocking any shot that so much as crosses our side on the field. Yeah, I'm doing great. Block 1. Block 2. Block 3. Now I'm really feeling it. I bet everyone's looking at me now. Any thought of playing the game suddenly left my mind like it was never there. Who cares? Doing this is more than enough. I could be the star. Hey, new guy. A new voice catches my attention. A crimson parasaurus. Think fast. Huh? What? The floor is cold. My life is empty. Maybe I shouldn't have come here at all. A pair of extremely dirty sneakers enters my field of view. You gonna get up, Shades? No, I give up. Bonk. Oh man, that hurts. How long was I out? I'm laying down on something soft. Where am I? When you try your best and you don't succeed. I'm sorry, that's what it sounds like. My vision clears and I sit up from the plastic bed. There's a boy next to me staring at the ceiling. Poor kid. My vision clears and I sit up from the plastic bed. Sure is bright in here. Oh shit. They broke my sunglasses. Why did you keep them on? Dude! It's gym class. You put them on the place that I talked about. I forgot the word. Luckily I brought my reserve pair to deal with it. Much better. I stand from the rubber mattress, taking in the tiny room finally. All alone, not even a school nurse or anything. Oh, there she is. Looks like she's attending to another student who has his snout stuck in a cone. Traffic cones. Huh. Looking at the clock on the wall, it's already noon. Oh, that would explain the pounding headache. Finally awake, Shades? I sit ramrod straight, the fear of God stricken into me once more. Calm yourself, cadet. You ate dirt pretty hard back there. Oh, man, yeah. Wait, you did that. I did. Pelted you right in the back. Do you know why? Because you need to be in prison? Shucks. Because I messed up? Be more specific, kid. Because I couldn't be a good teammate and got hit in the face? Wrong. It was after that. Nothing happened after that. No, you gave up. But I was doing well. You think so? I was blocking the balls and all. You weren't blocking anything. You were showing off. You found a single thing you could do and started dancing around like a clown. You focused on the easy thing and gave up the real thing. You were so focused that you forgot to look around for a moment. And here you are. I know a defeated man when I see one, and there's no way in hell I'm letting a student of mine give up so easily. It's the first period of the first day, and you're already giving up. Either way, that's a pretty bad lump you've ended up with. You gotta watch around some students, if you know what I mean. I blink a few times and recall the chick that yelled at me to catch, followed by pounding me in the face. That one, she's, He chuckles to himself a bit. She's something, all right. Yeah, looked like the devil herself. Anyways, take the rest of the day off, kid. What? I'm telling you to go home. The principal gave the okay. I feel my head again, another stab of pain. Am I really not good to go back to class? Wasn't I getting lectured about this just a few moments ago? Well, I don't want to give up so easily. No, you should go home to your folks. He scratches the back of his head, slightly embarrassed. Right, about that. We tried calling them earlier. Couldn't reach them. I give a sad half smile. Yeah, sounds about right. I can make it home fine on my own. He nods. When you get back, don't give up so easily. He holds the door to the nurse's office open. I nod and exit the office, Coach Sully closing the door behind us. Oh, and here's for tomorrow. A brown paper bag is shoved into my arms, along with my backpack. Peeking in, I see something blue and gold wrapped in plastic. If you hadn't been late, you could have changed into those. Thank you, sir. Next time, Shades, think faster. Got it? Yes, sir. His smile is positively unnerving. Now scram, cadet. Well, this is officially the worst first day I've ever had. As my feet drag across the linoleum floor, I can't help but painfully think of all the failures of the past few hours. No thanks to a very prominent bump on the back of my head. Ow. I'm worse than everyone here, both on a creative and physical level. I know I really shouldn't be bothered by it, but I hate seeing just how far behind I am compared to everyone else. And I thought I'd make new friends. What was I thinking? I stop and shake my head a bit. What the heck am I doing sulking like this? It's a bad first day, but it's just the first day. There's still all the rest. I still met Ben and Damien. They're pretty cool. I'm not going to let my optimism be ruined just because of a bad dodgeball match. Just you wait, say Hammond. Today was a test run. Tomorrow's the real deal. Morning comes. The room's different. He still loves his cape shit, and I don't blame him. I've always had a decent internal clock, but it's a new record for me to get accustomed to a new sleeping schedule in just one day. One thing I can be proud of is that for the past, I don't know how long it's been, but it's been a long time, I've actually went to bed at night time and got up in the morning. So at least there's that. I got that going for me. Especially with this fully grown lump on my scalp that everyone can plainly see for no particular reason at all. I move an arm from my sheets and feel my head. Yeah, that's bruised real good. Could be worse though. Alright, time to get up. I slump out of bed and yawn, stretching my arms and cracking my spine a bit. Oh, what another wonderful day! My new room is pretty nice. Quite spacious, even with all these still sealed boxes. I brush my hand over one of them, and one with my other clothes. I'll get around to opening them at some point. Right now, though, it's time for breakfast. Breakfasty. Wakey, eggs and bakey. I shuffle downstairs into the heart of the house. The morning sunbeams shining through the window draw my eyes to look out to the new neighborhood. The driveway is empty. Looks like my parents are already gone for the day. No surprise there, really. It's all they ever focus on. A shiver runs up my spine as my feet step on the icy tiles of the kitchen. My eyes are drawn to some taped up boxes that are still scattered about on the counters. There's a familiar sticky note on the fridge, and I don't even have to read it to know what it says. If that ain't the tightest shit you ever seen, get out of my face. At this point, Mom's just wasting paper. The least she could do is reuse the same note and make small addendums to it. I snag a plate from the nearest drawer and open up the freezer. No fresh produce to be seen, but there's still the mostly full box of breakfast burritos. Yeah, I've been trying to appreciate ethnic cultures more. Sorry. Plate loaded with a couple of the minuscule flour-wrapped meals. I set the microwave and wait for the burritos to hopefully not explode or burn inside. The mill's gonna be cold though. Every time. Like, you might as well just stop buying stuff like that. Just completely. Just give up on it. There's no reason for it. No reason. While I wait though, I check my phone. I scan over my newsfeed and check out some of the people I'm subscribed to, hoping there's something to watch during my meal. Unfortunately, nobody posts videos or streams this early in the morning. Every once in a while I do, I think, before I leave out for the day. It's all done the night before. Guess I'll just watch a suggested video then. I prop my phone up and click on something random. At the ding of the microwave, I retrieve my breakfast, carrying it carefully so I don't burn my hands on the bottom of the plate. I give the first burrito a test bite and The inside is still cool. I don't want to stick it back in, though. Do it. Do it. It's just 1 minute. Though the tortilla would just become a brick then. I shrug it off, continue chewing, and watch my phone. Top of the morning to you, laddies. Jacksepticeye. And welcome to Dark Souls. I was wondering if he was going to do it at some point, and I'm glad he did. You're going in the fucking ground. What a guy. By the time the video ends, I've finished the last of the half-thawed burritos. I'd love to play Souls games on this channel at some point. One day. Covering my phone, I slip the plate into the sink and head out for the day. This time, I'm at least getting through the day. Today, survival. Tomorrow, thrival. I'll work on it. Sir Thrival. Thrice full. I'm right behind you. I'm sorry. On the metro again. I take a little more time to check out my surroundings. The sun shines through the windows across from my normal seat. There's this one chick that was there yesterday, probably on her way to work. It's probably a set routine for her at this point. She always does a bit of makeup first and then checks her phone for the rest of the way. Sorry. Well, when the sun shines through the window, it highlights her hair in a really neat way. Like a movie poster almost. There he is. I take a picture, but this big lug just appeared in front of me, out of the ether. Where did you come from, sir? I take a picture, but it might be a little too awkward for me. Also, everything's disappeared. Why is this so dark? Ahem. How's St. Hammond treating you? How's St. Hammond treating you so far, Mr. Nito? A voice so deep I feel it reverberate in my bones calls from above. I'm taken aback at his authoritative stature. His head is nearly grazing the top of the passenger car. How did he even get in here? Oh, it's been great so far, Mr. Ferris. He offers out his hand for a handshake. Oh, my hand's in a pretzel. How did that happen? Though his palms alone smothers my entire hand. How do you know my name? Yeah, you're clearly going to school. The nearest one is St. Hammond, and I'm already aware of a new human student, if you don't mind my profiling. Whoa, he's good. You got all that just from looking at me. I'm partially joking. Your full name is printed on your backpack. You know that's dangerous, right? Oops. Yeah, that's me, all right. But please, I know it's only been a few days since the year started, but I'd like to hear your opinion so far. Is this a questionnaire or something? Not exactly, but it is of some importance to an assignment of mine. What does that mean? Oh, what am I being secretive for? I'm here to audit your school, see the teachers, know the students, and make sure it's a proper place of learning. I wish it were something worth being secretive about. More often than not, it's just paperwork and office politics. Alright then. My thoughts on the school so far. Ugh. I consider telling him about a teacher nailing me with a dodgeball to make a point. Nah, I'm over it. Under the bridge. Well, the classes that I have are great, and the teachers I have are a dynamic bunch. He thumbs the inside of his coat his coat pocket for his pen, but decides he doesn't need it yet. I see. Any favorites? I mean, I don't like to have favorites, but all the staff seem pretty lively. Ferris lets out a heavy, rumbling chuckle. That's certainly good to hear. And what of your fellow students? Made any friends? It's been a bit of a struggle, but it's always been that way for me since my folks move around a lot. I think I'm doing pretty good this time around. Why do you think that is? I think it's the jacket. The jacket. I give my lapel a quick tug for extra style points. Like a real Gogeta. The Coastline Cotton Nylon Bomber number 32. Part of the latest catalog by A&F. I see. Does he need to lean in so close to inspect it? If the carriage rocks in any way, he'd probably turn me into a piece of modern art against the window. I'd look like Squidward. Squidward's been smushed a lot. You know what I mean? You ever notice that? Instant gratification. And that's really what the youth are into these days. No, they wear these... They have their hair in a weird way. And it... Like, I'm not saying... I mean, frosted tips sucked too. You know what I mean? Like, every time, it's never that cool. And I don't know why they all do it. Like, it's never been cool. No matter what it was. I mean, the new metal days, like, I don't know what the fuck you were thinking. And that's... okay. Hey, the results speak for themselves. Whatever he's thinking about, it's got nothing to do with his work. I think I have a pretty good idea of what it could be, though. Mr. Ferris? Do you got no swag? No, are you not baller? You got no drip? Baby Grog's got no drip. Got too much drip. That riz. Well, okay, drip is what you wear. The riz is... yeah, you know. Well, I guess that probably answers it. I admit to being a little gray. I'm aware I'm not exactly with it anymore. I'm a regular grandpa simp. Well, even the older generation can dress to impress. You just have to see what people today like to wear. I'm certainly willing to listen to the youth of today, yes. It is somewhat important to my job to know how the student body thinks. And my niece often suggests dressing more relaxed, whatever that means. Does she ever see you in casual clothes? I'm wearing them now. What could your formal attire possibly be? Is it a gray suit? High different colored? I don't know. I can save him. I can fix him. The rest of the trip was quick, but we continued with small talk about trends. When we arrive at my stop, he attempts to give me his business card. For someone whose mere presence could stop a fight, he seems like a genuinely nice fellow. I look forward to talking to him again. Here we go again. Oh God, those burritos were a mistake. It's gonna be liquid. Pure liquid after this. I don't know if I've ever said this before, but do not lie down after you eat. Like, wait at least 10 or 15 minutes at minimum, and you should be okay. If you're eating something heavier on you. Like that was the worst I've ever been through in my life. Like, after I lied down for a while, and then the pain started, and it was bad. I will never make that mistake again. Except I might have made this mistake a second time now that I think about it. I'll never make it a third time. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh God, those burritos were a mistake. My stomach is roiling after the warm-ups. And don't run around a lot and then down an entire Pepsi. Right afterwards. Or was it the other way around? No, it was the entire Pepsi, and then all the running around. And that was pretty fucking bad too. There's this family member that, he's a kid, and he ate a full-ass meal for like Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever. He went to the trampoline and went nuts, doing flips and stuff. And I asked, does that bother him? And they're like, no. Like, he is an athlete. Like, he plays football. He lives, breathes, and eats. He breathes football. You know what I mean? It's like, that doesn't bother you? A full-ass meal? My stomach is roiling after the warm-ups. Alright, maggots. Today we'll be working on your cardiovascular system. And by that I mean a good old-fashioned mile run. I want everyone out... I want everyone out on the track field yesterday. I noticed Damien's mouth open soon as Coach Solly yells the words. And no, Damien, that does not mean I want you to time travel. And no, mayonnaise is not an instrument. I can't believe we still have to clear that up. Unless, of course, you mean running so fast that you hit 88 miles per hour. Or you end up like Superman and you go and you... And just as quickly, Damien shuts his mouth again and shoots Sully a thumbs up. Sully's only reply is to let out a snort. Double time it now, cupcakes! There's no hesitation for me this time. I follow the rest of the class and do the run Sully wanted. As expected, I rapidly fell behind the pack. Hey, Inko. Nice of you to drop by. How are you How are you doing? Damien, what are you doing back here? Keeping my new buddy company, of course. What are you doing? Trying not to vomit. You're doing great, then. Thanks, I guess. If there ever was a fuck buddy, it would be Damien. Shouldn't you be at the very front of the pack, though? Next to Mia? Nah, man, not her. Mia? You know, the one who knocked you out yesterday. A brief flashback reminds me of the red Parasaurus. Ah, her. By the way, glad to see you're doing way better today. You're even up and running. Yeah, glad I didn't wind up with permanent brain damage. Hey, question. Was what happened yesterday normal around here? Well, Mia's a wild one, that's for sure. Best not to mess with her unless you're into those kinds of chicks. And I might be. And I just might be. We'll see, though. In which case, be my guest. As for Sully, yeah, he's always like that. You'll get used to it, though. He ain't that bad a guy once he warms up to you. If you say so. Hey, don't worry, man. You're gonna fit in no time flat. That is grammatically correct, right? Putting two of the same word, like in or the, next to each other in that way, when it kind of calls for it. I'm assuming it is correct. Unless you want to find another way to word it. I don't know. In fact, you should sit with us at lunch. That way we can give you the proper welcome and stuff. Lunch? But, I mean... Inko! Damien! Don't fall behind! Sully's voice snaps me from my mini stupor and makes me realize just how far behind Damien and I had fallen behind the rest of the class. Whoops, better catch up with the others before Sully brings out the punitive measure. Excuse me, the what? You don't want to find out, brother. Trust me. What? Come on, dude, let's jet. Before I can say another word, Damien gets behind me and starts pushing me forward, forcing my legs to move faster than they ever should have. I have to struggle to not trip over myself, but somehow I managed to keep up the pace that Damien was forcing my whole body to maintain. Oh. 5 minutes and 3 more laps later, I fall flat on my ass. My heart beating so fast and lungs burning so fiercely that every breath feels like sandpaper scraping against my throat. Regardless of that, though, I finished the jog. The first small step towards conquering my physical weakness. Good job, maggots! Keep this up, and you'll be soldiers yet. Sully turns to me and, with a slight grin, shoots me a thumbs up. Okay, that's all for today. Hit the lockers, cupcakes. Damien helps me back up, and I join the rest of the male students as we head back to the locker room. We talk a bit more about our interests and other school matters on the way, Damien filling me in a bit on St. Hammond's history during the 3 years he'd been in attendance. By a bit of luck, our lockers aren't that far apart from one another, but our conversation isn't a real possibility considering all the other ones going on in the relatively cramped locker rooms. There really isn't that much more time to chat before the bell rings for our next class switch. I wave goodbye to Damien and I start looking for my next class. Don't forget, lunch with the buds. I nod in reply as I turn around and head down the hall towards my next class. Making my way down the hall, I take notice of the surroundings. Though everything about the school seemed pretty normal, there are some key modifications made to better suit the majority of the student body. Mainly water fountains that settle a good 10 or more feet above me. Overall, nothing crazy special. This next class I'm sort of looking forward to. AP Art Design. The class looks like it's in a studio classroom on the second floor. Part of the school here is built to be both inside and outside, with open ceilings and walls here and there. Since it's also the art wing, the displayed pictures are coated in hydrophobic layers and framed. Although since it's the start of the year and the halls are freshly cleared, waiting for them to be filled in as the semesters pass. Of course, there's no shortage of drains. This hall in particular is displayed prominently in the school's advertising material, and for good reason. The carefully and expertly built dynamic between the surrounding nature, the school, and even the building materials themselves is nothing less than mystical. I can already feel the creative juices flowing. Soon enough, I'm standing just outside the door to my next class. Much like the school's wall outside, it's decorated in various colors and patterns, each corner painted and tagged by different students. I barely step foot inside before the bell rings. Since I was the last one in, all but one of the other seats were taken. It's pretty close to the front. While many of the students look well prepared, some are clearly ready to fall asleep within the next few minutes. And then there's the teacher. He's standing up by the board, waiting for me to finish looking around and take a seat. Since he isn't urging me to look for a seat, he must be used to new students taking it all in. That must be the art teacher. Somehow he looks young and old at the same time. Well, don't want to hold up the class for too long. Try not to take the teacher's hospitality for granted. I'd take the seat closest to me in the front row. Even with me sitting down, the art teacher still continues to idle, instead staring at the seated students with a hazy stare. Nobody else seems to be paying attention to him, save for a few people here and there. A few students are whispering something behind me. Where was he yesterday? Hey, I'm not complaining about less work. Yeah, but on the first day? Huh, so in a way, it's the teacher's first day as well. So I didn't miss anything in this class. That's pretty cool, actually. The teacher slams the front of his desk with both fists, the sound echoing throughout the room. It's the signal for all auxiliary conversation to cease, and the class obeys. Despite the sudden furniture abuse, the teacher doesn't look agitated. Rather, he's got a massive grin on his face. The phrase "winning smile" comes to mind. Right then. The pale pterodactyl holds what looks to be a metallic tray on a stick. Good morning, class. Thank you, Raptor Jesus, for forcing me to wear prescription shades. My classmates are all wincing in pain and wiping at their eyes. And welcome to AP Art Design. He holds up the stick haphazardly. This is a flash pan. Saw it in an antique store yesterday. Thought it'd be a good introduction. He holds up the stick haphazardly. This is a flash pan. Saw it at an antique store yesterday. Thought it'd be a good introduction. It's not important. Worthless, actually. The class winces as the stick is chucked into the garbage bin and shattered. Excuse my absence yesterday. I had matters to take care of elsewhere. My name is Mr. Ideken. Within the blink of an eye, the teacher has replaced the sun on a stick with a fancy marker and managed to scroll his name across the board in the finest show of calligraphy. And I shall be your guide as we explore the expanse of the creative world. Let's not dilly-dally then, shall we? For a teacher, he's very animated. This first week, we'll be going in-depth on the history of the fundamentals of art. Perhaps a little trial by fire as well, to get your creative juices flowing. There's murmurs from my classmates, though I pay them no mind. In fact, the prospect of doing some creative work to create something that I could possibly show off. For a brief moment, I'd picture my own name on a placard in the hallway outside the principal's office. For now, though, I'd like for you all to open up your book to page 3. Right, my book. Oh no. Wait, what book? Wait. Looking around, I see that everyone else has a novel-sized hardcover book opened. Oh. They must have gotten them yesterday. Well. Now then, class, we'll be starting with... Hesitantly, I raise my hand. Mr. Ideken, sir? I don't have a book yet. You don't have... How? The substitute passed all of them out yesterday. Oh. His eyes flicker open for a second as he connects some internal dots. The word on the street is that some new kid got concussed so hard he had to leave early. Did the street at least mention I was doing well before that? That is something the street will never mention. That's confidential information on a need-to-know basis, and nobody needs to know. Of course not. You're Mr. Nito, then? Yes, I am I'm real fucking Nito. Yes, sir. Given the circumstance, I'll let it slide. For now, why don't you share with one of your classmates? After class, I'll write you a note that you can give to the librarian. Thank you, sir. Wait a minute. You automatically went all the way to the end instead of sliding through it. That was odd. I kind of regret being so late, because the only person I can realistically share with is the person to my side. So, hey, it's that babe. Wait a minute. Wasn't she the one speeding through the hallway yesterday? Just like back then, I feel her gaze, piercing and cold, as if she's not even seen me next to her. Would it be okay to share the book? It'll only be for today. Instead of a verbal response, she lets out a defeated low groan, like I just spit in her cereal. She then huddles back over her page. Well, gee, sorry I asked. It's only the first real day. Maybe I won't need it. Olivia, come on. Share with him this one time. I already told him I'd personally resolve the issue. Just help me out here, alright? She responds by making a show of sighing deeply while rolling her head back and around. Ordinarily, there'd be a groan to go with the gesture, but she remains silent. Her head hangs low in defeat as she nudges the book a few centimeters closer to me. Thanks. I slide my own desk closer to her, just enough so that I can read the page. While our teacher orates the page as if reading from Death of a Hunter, I follow along while simultaneously trying to capture anything that stands out into my notebook. A lot more difficult than expected, as Mr. Ideken seemed to put emphasis on every word he spoke. I feel like I was just copying the whole page wholesale. Just take a picture of it. Of each page, I don't know. My eyes turn from the book to the girl's notes, and there's some very murderous-looking claws on her fingertips. For a split second, I see them retract. She wipes her fingertips on a small hand towel and the claws extend again into a bright red puddle on her desk. A singular red-colored claw is pressed on her paper for a moment, then quickly tugged and twirled and twisted, leaving behind a bright red cursive sentence on the page. Cool. Those silver irises flick my way once more. What? What you're doing? It looks pretty cool. A hint of red creeps across the girl's cheeks. She looks back at the book and hunches her shoulders as high as she humanely can. Huh? She's now leaning over her notes, too, even using the book as extra protection for the pages. I should be focusing on my own notes. Yeah. An impossible task now, though, as the colorful calligraphy next to me has piqued my curiosity. The quill talon continues to delicately etch notes into the page, and it only leaves the page to dip into what looks like a tiny paint palette at the edge of her desk. The claws extend again, and now there's a faint rumbling. Hey. What? I hadn't meant to get caught up in it. Sorry, I wait for her to give me a name. She doesn't. She simply returns her focus to the book between us. I wonder what her deal is. In either case, I turn my attention back to class. Hope I can make up for lost time. It's hard to ignore the Gator girl, though. Especially when those icy gray eyes of hers feel like icicles poised to stab through me. Hey, wait a second. Those hand motions. She's not writing anything right now. She's drawn. Well, it's none of my business. But I am rather curious. I make a show of leaning back to yawn, like a big chode. Now I can see it's... Whoa, it's a calligraphic doodle of me. I said it right the first time. There's no mistaking it. That's my jacket and sunglasses. That's pretty cool. Nobody's ever really drawn me before. Well, there were those others on the first day of school, but that's different. They weren't using their own claws or ink. Oh man, I can't wait. Wait, I gotta ask for a closer look. Hey. Your picture is super cool. Can I see it? She glares me in the eyes, but slowly brings out the sheaf she was doodling on. With the paper more visible, I can just barely make out all the important details. The line work is sharp, each stroke an organic curve that, when combined, formed what had to be me. It even had my glasses in the negative space of the head. Though what was with the multiple swervy lines coming out of my drawing's head. Dude, this is great. She rolls her eyes and starts retracting the page. Can I take a picture of it? A pause. Why? Nobody's ever done anything like that for me. I want to remember it. She passes the paper over to me. It's yours. Really? Thanks. Don't mention it. But don't. She's nice. After a grueling period made worse by my own anxiety, the bell rings to set us free. Finally, freedom at last, for the next couple minutes at most. Just stay for a minute longer, Inko. I get some sideways glances from other students as they leave, no doubt suspecting I'm a teacher's pet already. I think that movie had an anniversary of some kind recently. I'm not sure how old it is. I'll watch it at some point. You know, VHS tapes having like advertisements before. There was, I believe, on Home Alone 3, there was like an advertisement for some like video game console or something. I don't know. Like there was this little game of like a helicopter that was where the model was kind of made out of polygonal sticks put together or something like that. I was wondering what that was. With a few strokes from his pen, Idekin hands me a note. Just show this to the librarian and she'll hand you your books. On your way now. A quick trip to the library earns me my missing books. I even got a fancy laminated library card. Idekin's introduction to his class certainly has me excited for photography next. First stop though, lunch. I can't take pictures on an empty stomach. between my lackluster breakfast and gym class, I'm starving. Despite my hunger, though, I'm stopped dead in my tracks as I look around the cafeteria for a place to sit. It's a jungle out here. It's a jungle out there.